Hi everybody. I had a cracker of a migraine yesterday, and I just wanted to come on here and just talk a little bit about migraines because some of you may suffer from migraines yourself, um, and I'd be interested in hearing your experience and how what medication you use, what helps you. Um, if you don't suffer from migraines, I just want to spread a little bit of awareness because it isn't just like a headache. Um, when I was younger, before I started um, having migraines myself, my stepmother used to suffer from them, and I wasn't sympathetic. She used to spend like days in bed and in a darkened room, and I used to think she was ridiculous. I thought she was putting it on, and then a bit of karma. I started getting migraines myself when I was in my mid 20s, mid 20s. Um, and I don't know what brought it on, but there is a school of thought that people say it's hormone related, and related in females in a drop in estrogen levels, which may be true to some degree because I did find it was linked to my menstrual cycle when I was younger. Um, However, now I'm older, I get migraines that seem to be worse at the time of the new moon or the full moon. And people think I'm crazy when I say that, but it is just a fact. And I firmly believe if the moon has an effect on the tides, it must have a similar effect on our bodies because we're made up of, I don't know what percentage of water, but a lot of, we have got a lot of water. And maybe there is some truth in that. I don't know, but for me, it's true anyway. That is when I always suffer my worst migraines. And it may also be something, I mean, I don't know how your hormone cycle works, particularly, and it might well be related to hormonal activity as well. I don't know. Um, but yeah, treatment for me, I take triptans, which are wonder drug. It's not an understatement to say it changed my life because when I was younger and suffering really badly from migraines, the medication was very different, and um, I think it was based on ergotamine or something. I can't remember what I used to take some medication, but it would get rid of the migraine, but it used to knock me out. I mean, really, I would sleep for like 2 days solid. Like for 48 hours, wouldn't get out of bed except to go to the loo. And when you're working, it's really difficult. When your employers are not particularly compassionate, and you've got a migraine, you have to take time off work because you cannot function you can't function normally when you've got a migraine. Although triptans help me massively, and I'd go so far as to say that they do help me kind of, get through a day, even with the migraine. If I can rest and take the triptans, it gets rid of it, it lasts a day instead of maybe 3 days. So it has helped enormously, but it isn't a cure. And as far as I know, there is no cure for migraines. And I've gone down the route of, not eating, not drinking alcohol, cutting out tea, cutting out coffee, cutting out chocolate, cutting out cheese, dairy products, red meat, you name it. People have suggested try doing this. I've tried it, and there is nothing that works, not consistently. And I do think there's more than one factor, and I think that stress maybe has a big part to play. Also, possibly eyesight, and increasingly because people are using computers more and looking at a screen, maybe that. I don't know. I'm not a medical expert, and I'm not giving you any medical advice. I'm just um, really just relating my experience to you in the hope that it will help you um, understand a little bit more. If people close to you or around you suffer from migraines, your work colleagues, because believe me, it's not just a headache. So I want to just tell you about there are four phases to a migraine, and the first one is um, the prodrome phase, where for me, I will start suffering from like huge fatigue. I will be yawning, really, really tired, have absolutely no energy. I kind of get like mentally confused, have difficulty concentrating, difficulty with speech and language. Sometimes can't find the words, get very irritable, very stroppy and unreasonable. Poor husband. Um, yeah, so yeah. Oh, sensitivity to light and sensitivity to sound and smell. Any of your senses like on like overload. Can't stand noise or lights, flashing lights particularly. If I'm driving and I'm going past the trees and the sun's shining through the trees, instant migraine for me. But that's the prodrome thing. Yeah, muscle stiffness, and didn't say that, did I? Um, and that happens like the day before generally, or certainly several hours before. And then some people get a visual aura. I used to, I don't anymore, thank God, because that was actually terrifying when that happens. If you're out somewhere and you're driving or somewhere and you've got a long way to go and you get the visual aura, you know you're going to get a migraine. It's scary, because for me it was like flashing lights that started like zigzag lines right in the middle of my eyes, and gradually as it progressed, it would go to the outside and then it would go, and that's when the headache came, like boom, like. And so we have the aura, visual aura, that most people, or a lot of people, get. Flashing lights or tunnel vision sometimes for some people. Oh, and numbness and tingling that can be anywhere in your body. For me, I get really stiff. My legs, my ankles, my whole like lower body um, gets stiff and almost goes into spasm. I really struggle to walk when I've got a migraine. So that's the prodrome and the aura. Then comes the migraine. That's the headache, not a headache. it The only way I can describe it for someone who doesn't suffer from a migraine is someone like, you feel like somebody's drilling into your temple. Usually affects only one side of the head. For me, it's always the right side. I used to feel here. I used to get the pain here. It's like somebody sticking an ice pick in here, or just undescribable pain, nausea and vomiting. Um, Usually get both of those with a full-blown migraine. I don't get that anymore. I get the prodrome, the postdrome, which I talk about in a minute, and the migraine, but I don't get the aura, and I usually get the nausea, but not the vomiting. I mean, that was horrible in itself, because it's really debilitating, because you can't eat anything, and you like, and the loo all night heaving, but there's nothing there. It's not a nice experience at all. So yeah, that's the migraine, and then you get the postdrome um, part of a migraine, where I call it got a migraine hangover. The day after is sort of recovery, and I'm kind of slow um, with everything. I'm not, I don't do anything quickly anyway. I'm quite, do everything like slower than most people. I eat slowly, I drink slowly. I don't do anything fast anyway. Um, but yeah, I'm even slower than normal, and I just, I'm really like lethargic. Yeah. Um, Still the muscle pain a little bit, not to the same degree that I would have had it yesterday or the day before. Inability to concentrate a little bit as well still. So you kind of got that come down phase where, excuse me, where you're in recovery. Sorry. So yeah, just thought I'd share that with you, because it might be interesting or helpful to some people. I don't know. But I'd love to know, if you suffer from migraines, what you do to alleviate them and what exacerbates them, because I haven't found that. Oh, the other thing is like lying down. I have to go lie down. If I can lie down in a dark room with a hot pack on my neck or over my eyes, depending on how I feel at the time, that always helps me. But you know what? I'm sure it's different for everybody. I know that some people like an ice pack on the neck or the eyes. Doesn't work for me. It just seems to make it worse. But yeah, I'd be interested to know your experience if you want to tell me in the comments, and what you do to reduce the frequency of your migraines, if you can, if you found anything, if you found a better drug than the triptans, because for me, everything I've tried, things to prevent me from having migraines, they seem to have worse side effects than the migraines. So um, yeah, I'm going to stick with the triptans. I don't need them as often. You know, I've gone down now. My prescription, I used to have 12 tablets a month. Now I have 6 a month. So I don't get anywhere near the same frequency of migraines as I had when I was younger. So, and I guess that was down to menopause. I think post-menopause, my migraines have reduced. So um, I suppose it's something to look forward to after the menopause. So yeah, that's it then. That's it for today. And quite a long video again, isn't it? But yeah, I'll talk to you again soon. I want to talk to you about making decisions as well. Next time, I'm going to talk about making decisions because I had a decision to make. Well, my husband and I, between us, and we couldn't decide. And in the end, decision was made for us. It was taken out of our hands, and I want to talk about that, but I'll leave that for next week. So I'll leave you with that, and I hope you have a fantastic weekend. And thanks again to all my subscribers, everybody who's given me a thumbs up, and everybody who comments. I'm so grateful for you all for being here and watching. And I'll talk to you again soon. Take care. Bye.